Let's be honest, when you think of ancient history, you might think of dusty old books. But this story, this is different. This is a high-stakes political thriller. It's the story of a fugitive, David, hunted by a powerful and incredibly paranoid king. We're talking about impossible odds, breathtaking escapes, and one relentless, kingdom-wide manhunt.
And this one line, right here, it sets up the entire conflict. You have King Saul, the most powerful man in the land, using everything he has to find one guy. He's looking for him day after day. It's not a question of if David will get caught, it feels more like a question of when. I mean, seriously, how does anyone survive that?
Okay, so to really get the stakes here, you have to understand who we're dealing with. This isn't just some random chase. It's a showdown defined by a massive, massive power imbalance.
Just look at this matchup. It's completely lopsided, right? On one side, you've got King Saul. He's the ruler of Israel, he's got the whole royal army, and he is laser-focused on one thing, hunting down David. And on the other side, you've got David. He's in exile, hiding out in the wilderness with this ragtag band of about 600 guys. But, and this is a big but, David has an ace up his sleeve that Saul has lost. He's guided by the priest Abiathar, giving him a direct line for guidance.
So you might think David is just lying low, trying to stay off the grid. But that's not what happens. He's about to face this huge test, a moral dilemma where doing the right thing could literally get him killed. So picture this. David's in hiding, and word gets to him that the city of Keilah is getting absolutely wrecked by Philistine raiders. They're stealing the whole harvest, the city's food supply for the year. And here's the tragic irony. Keilah is part of David's own tribe. The person who should be protecting them is King Saul, but he's way too busy, hunting David to actually do his job as king.
This puts David in a terrible spot. He has two options. He can stay hidden, stay safe, and just let his people suffer. Or he can march his men out into the open, save the city, and basically send up a giant flare telling King Saul exactly where he is. What do you do in that situation?
Well, David is David, so he chooses to fight. He checks in with God, leads his men into battle, and they win. It's a huge victory. He saves Keilah, gets all their stuff back. It's this incredibly heroic moment. But what he doesn't realize is he just walked straight into a trap.
So when the news gets back to King Saul, is he grateful? Is he ashamed that someone else had to do his job? No way. All he sees is an opportunity. He thinks David's heroism isn't noble. It's just a rookie mistake, a fatal one.
See, Saul's logic is so twisted, but it makes a terrifying kind of sense. He hears David is in Keilah, and he's ecstatic. He thinks, perfect, God handed him to me. He's trapped himself in a city with gates and bars. The very walls that make Keilah a safe place now make it the perfect prison. Saul can just roll up, surround the city, and wait.
David must have sensed something was wrong. So, using that sacred ephod the priest had, he asks two very direct questions. First, is Saul really coming here? The answer comes back, yep, he will. Then he asks the second, and you can just imagine the dread he felt asking it. Will the people of Keilah, the people I just risked everything to save, will they betray me to Saul? And the answer is just devastating. They will. To save their own skins, they are fully prepared to hand him over.
So David and his 600 men, they have to bolt. They slip out of Keilah just in the nick of time, and they're back in the wilderness. Hunted, betrayed. This has got to be an all-time low. But it's right here, in the middle of nowhere, that he gets a visitor he never could have expected.
It's Jonathan, Saul's own son, David's best friend. I mean, think about the risk here. The heir to the throne, secretly meeting with the most wanted man in the kingdom. That is some next-level loyalty right there.
And listen to what Jonathan tells him. It's not just, hey, hang in there. He looks at David and says, don't be afraid. You are going to be king of Israel, and I'll be second to you. Even my own father knows it. It's this incredible moment of friendship and prophecy. And it's just heartbreaking, really, because it's the last time these two will ever see each other.
Jonathan's visit must have been a huge boost, but the danger is far from over. In fact, things are about to get dialed up to 11. The locals in the next area David hides in, the region of Ziph, they rat him out. They go straight to Saul and tell him exactly where he is. And the final chase begins.
So now the hunt is on in full force. This isn't just a search party anymore. It's a full-blown military operation. Saul has David and his men pinned down in this specific mountain range. There's almost nowhere left to run.
You have to picture this. It is incredibly cinematic. There's a single mountain separating them. On one side, you have Saul's army coming up, methodically closing in from all sides. And on the other slope, you've got David and his men just desperately scrambling, trying to find any path out before that circle closes.
And then that's it. The moment arrives. All the escape routes are cut off. Saul's soldiers are closing in. They're about to come over the ridge. It's over. After all the running, all the close calls, it looks like it all ends right here, on this random mountain. There's no way out.
But then, just as Saul is about to finally grab his prize, something completely wild happens. A twist that no one, and I mean no one, saw coming. It arrives at the very last possible second. A messenger, totally out of breath from running, gets to Saul on the mountainside. And the news is urgent. The Philistines are staging a massive raid back in Israel. It's a national emergency that can't be ignored. So Saul is literally moments, seconds maybe, from capturing David. But he's still the king. He can't just let his kingdom get attacked. He's forced to choose between his personal obsession and his duty to his country. And he makes the only real choice he can. He calls off the hunt and marches his army away to fight the Philistines.
Can you imagine? David and his men are just left standing there on the mountainside, watching the army that was about to capture them just turn around and leave. They were saved at the brink. And that place was given a name to remember what happened, Sela Hamalekoth. It literally means the rock of parting, the place where they were impossibly separated.
Which brings us all the way back to the beginning. You have a desperate chase, a shocking betrayal, an army closing in for the final capture. And then, a perfectly timed invasion pulls the hunter away at the last second. So what do you make of that? Was it just an unbelievable stroke of luck? A one-in-a-million coincidence? Or, as the story suggests, was something else entirely at play, making sure that no matter what, David would not be given into Saul's hands? That's the question.